Has never stopped. Today I wanted to talk to you about my books that I've written. All the things that I've talked about on my videos that I've shared with you earlier about raising your vibration have all prompted and come from the things I've already written. My first book was Living Life as an Empath and Medium. It's available on Amazon.com or BalboaPress.com. This book was the beginning of me understanding, even since I was a child, that I was an empath, and the work that I have to do to understand what that actually means. An empath is like a sponge that absorbs everything in their environment, from other people to other things that they pick up on. So in studying what that meant, I understood that the work I needed to do had to do with meditation, raising your vibration, and developing the gifts that God gave me since I was born. And in developing those gifts, I discovered I was a medium because clairaudience started happening. I started hearing music and words and parts of things, and I didn't know what it meant. So I discussed that in the first book of how these things are happening for me and trying to understand what I am receiving from the other side. Clairaudience is one of my strongest gifts now that it's developed, because it's taken me years of work and practice to change my lifestyle to develop these things. I have full-blown conversations with my guides from the other side. I also figured out who my guides are, how I figured them out, and I'll share a lot of that in this book. There's also 51 dreams that I've documented, because that's how it started in developing the gifts. I had dream after dream after dream. Some of the dreams were people I knew, and some of the dreams were people I didn't know or had never even met. So I just started documenting everything because that was part of raising my vibration, and it was so much information, I decided to write a book. English is my worst subject, and so I've learned a lot about the editing world because writing's difficult. It's hard. It's not an easy task. And there's a lot of games that the editing world plays. So my work has improved greatly since I wrote the first book because my English is my worst subject. So those are the things I've learned, and this book is great for people on their beginning their spirituality. I also learned a lot about past life regression. If you feel like you have deja vu or things that you've experienced before, or you think you're an old soul, there's things you can do to take you through past life regression by Weiss. I discuss about that in the book, which I did, and I'm a very old soul because God has plans for me to write things for you to help you understand that He is real. So this book is great for beginners. It's an easy read. You can get them for like $3.99 on Amazon if you want to do the Kindles. And then this ends 2018, starts 2012. It's about 6 years of things that happened to me in one book. The next book, Experiences Never Stop, which is what I based the whole thing on, because, let's see if we can get it in there, the experiences never stop. They really do not. This book continues from 2018 on up till present day, which I'm working on part 2 of this book, which I have finished. I'm still working on the editing because it's a lengthy process. I'm trying to write it as best I can for you to understand what I'm getting in my brain, how I receive information, to help you understand it and describe it and to be as descriptive as I possibly can. The beginning of this book, for those that you out there that like ghosts or whatever, I do rent a haunted cottage for our vacation in a warm climate, and it was extremely terrifying. So I go in great detail of the things that I learned while we stayed there, and the things that you really must do in learning that I am clairaudient, clairvoyant, I have clear knowing, and I'm an empath. Just because you can hear things from different spirits that aren't nice doesn't mean that you should communicate with them. You should not. It's not safe. But that was something I had to learn, and I have, so I do not do that anymore. I didn't do it on purpose then. It just, I could hear it. So there are things that you have to be aware of. So I share that with the book. There's 18 dreams in this book. They have spread out some because I was experiencing things more fluidly on just day-to-day basis than the other book. Let's see what else is in there I wanted to share with you. Oh, and in this book, a lot of people ask about, who's my spirit guide? How do I know who they are? Everyone is born with a guide, and I've learned 3. I have 3 guides. So I share who they are. I can have conversations with them. They talk to me every day. I also hear from my Father. God allows me to hear from my Father to help me write, because when I hear things from Him, He has just helped me feel more comfortable with what I'm receiving from the other side and to trust my instincts. Let's see, I also hear from angels when I meditate. They sound very warm and good and childlike and motherly and the things that I hear from them when I meditate. So I share all that information. I share things about animals from the other side. The reasons too that I hear so many things is because I've done my work. In the other videos that I've published to help you in raising your vibration, I've worked years and years and years at raising my vibration, getting rid of toxic people out of my life, changing my lifestyle, and these things have helped me grow as a person and as an individual, because you cannot hear things from the other side and live and have trash in your world. It's a distraction, it lowers your vibration, and the frequencies that I hear being clairaudient, my vibration has to be extremely high for me to receive the information. So I have to keep my person, my spirit, my soul clean. And it's a lot of work. It's dedication, it's diligence, it's something I do daily. And the more I've done it, the more I hear things and the more I write. So I'm working on part 2 of this book, and it will be published soon. I'm going over it one more time for editing, and it's the most I've heard. I hear things from God, I hear things from angels, I hear things from my guides, I hear things from clients, customers that have passed. I've seen animals on the other side. There's also things that I've seen that are evil that God allows me to see through dream state because they protect me. So I have shared all those things in part 2, which I haven't published yet, but it's a continuation of this book, and this one's the first one. It's hard to do the camera. This one's the first one. This one's the second one. And part 2 of this one would be next. So if you're interested, please go on Amazon.com. Check it out. There's some reviews on there. It's on Balboa Press, Barnes & Noble. Somebody even said they even got it off at eBay. So you can get things for Kindle for $3.99. I really hope that you read it and share with others, because this is really important. The stuff that I've seen has been mind-blowing. The things I've heard has rattled my cage at times. Some things have been very scary, but most all of it, I would say 95%, is freaking incredible. So if you want to read it, check it out today. And if you want to join my page, which is what I'm doing this video on, Experiences Never Stop, click and follow the like button, and whenever I post something, you'll see it. So thanks so much for letting me speak to you today, and I hope this helps you in some way. Grow as a person, because God is real.